Pokemon Dev Chapter 9 vs Team Rocket. Iono's team expectations. Viridian City. Inside a rental apartment. Kairos stared thoughtfully at the pile of new data displayed on his screen. Yesterday, while adding the gym storyline, he'd suddenly thought of another issue. The original Emerald Kaizo had offered quite a few starter Pokemon options. You could choose from any generation starter trio without a problem. If you met certain Easter egg conditions, you could even pick two. Since his current game was even more challenging than the original, naturally he needed to be more generous with the initial Pokemon selection. Combined with the newly launched voice system, he designed a simple Easter egg. If players expressed to Professor Birch that they wanted a starter of a different type, it would activate this feature, randomly giving them a non-pseudo-legendary, non-legendary Pokemon of that type from the professor's collection. This Pokemon would have base stats no lower than 500, in some ways a good deal for players, since they could freely choose their preferred starting type instead of being forced to pick between water, fire, and grass. To maintain game balance, activating this Easter egg came with a price. Certain rival battles would be replaced with battles against the Team Rocket trio. That's right, those three, Meowth, James, and Jessie. And Kairos wasn't designing Team Rocket to be pushovers. When players first headed to Petalburg City, they'd encounter the trio for the first time. Their Pokemon would be at the player's level, a Koffing and an Ekans, both with perfect IVs, max EVs, and the right held items. This battle difficulty would undoubtedly be more terrifying than any rival fight. As the game progressed, each encounter would make them even stronger. Kairos included them because he'd always felt this trio should possess such strength. With their abilities, if they just stopped chasing Ash's Pikachu, they'd succeed at whatever they tried. They could probably even steal Arceus's plates if they put their minds to it. Plus, they were some of his favorite characters from the original series, so why not slip in some personal favorites? As for whether Team Rocket actually existed in this world, well, that was a whole different matter. Meanwhile, in Iono's livestream, as chat buzzed with heated discussion about Team Rocket, the game's Jessie and James stepped forward, triggering the battle animation. Listen here, kid, hand over all your Pokemon. Team Rocket trio wants to battle. With dramatic drums and a flash of white light, a Koffing appeared. It was level 11, same as Iono's Mareep. Same level, 2 Pokemon. This might be a bit tough, but since they're just NPC Pokemon, it shouldn't be too difficult, right? Iono glanced at the screen's corner display and muttered to herself, having Mareep use Thunder Shock. Lightning crashed down, and Koffing's HP bar instantly dropped by half. But before she could celebrate, Koffing spat out a glob of poison. Koffing used Sludge Bomb. Critical hit. Mareep's HP bar emptied completely. Iono. Hold up, what kind of damage is that? Even with a critical hit, that's way over the top. Since when could Koffing hit that hard? While she sat there stunned, Jessie and James reappeared on screen. HMPH, you and your partner are too weak. The boss definitely wouldn't want Pokemon like these. See ya later, kid. The screen went black. Iono is out of usable Pokemon. Everything went dark. Seconds later, watching Iono's character respawn at the Pokemon Center in Oldale Town, chat went absolutely wild. No way, these are Team Rocket grunts. Are you sure? Since when is Koffing this strong? The streamer got rejected by the villain organization for being too weak, they wouldn't even steal her Pokemon. I'm dying. Iono snapped back to reality, finally understanding that this game's extremely high difficulty warning wasn't kidding around. But challenging games are what make things interesting. She immediately started strategizing. Koffing could one-shot Mareep because its move scored a critical hit. According to the game's description, critical hits seem to be a random chance mechanism that dealt double damage, something that wouldn't happen every battle. In other words, normally Mareep should be able to tank 2 of Koffing's attacks. With first move advantage, Mareep could survive 1 Sludge Bomb, then finish off Koffing with a second Thunder Shock. But even so, Iono still faced another huge problem. The opponent had another Pokemon. A half-health Mareep obviously couldn't handle the next opponent. So, she needed to find a way to beat Koffing without taking damage. After thinking for a moment, Iono opened her bag and checked Mareep's info, quickly forming a plan. She had her character return to where she'd encountered Team Rocket. No dramatic music or announcements this time, straight into battle. Instead of Thunder Shock, she had Mareep use a different move, Thunder Wave. Electricity flashed, and Koffing's body sparked with current. An orange status icon appeared, it was paralyzed. Koffing wants to move, but it can't. After some twitching, its first turn passed without attacking. Iono's eyes lit up, perfect. She explained to her stream audience, Thunder Wave paralyzes the target Pokemon, so I thought I'd try using it to restrict Koffing's movement. Looks like the developer thought of this too. Now that Koffing can't attack, Mareep can stay healthy while defeating it, then handle the second Pokemon. She looked confident, chat was buzzing. Classic Iono, finding the solution right away. That's pretty broken. If Thunder Wave always hits first, isn't Mareep invincible? Kind of unbalanced, but it's just a turn-based game. Perfect balance is tough. While chat discussed, Iono confidently selected Thunder Shock, having Mareep attack. Electricity flashed again, and Koffing's HP dropped to half. Great, just need to do that one more time. But just as she was getting excited, electricity flickered across Koffing's body without causing paralysis. The next moment, poison spewed from its mouth, hitting Mareep again. Koffing used Sludge Bomb, critical hit. Mareep fainted. Iono is out of usable Pokemon. Everything went dark. Seeing this message, Iono froze completely. Wasn't Koffing already paralyzed? How could it still use moves? And why another critical hit? This thing's critical hit rate is way too high. After respawning at the Pokemon Center, instead of immediately re-challenge Team Rocket, Iono opened the menu to check the in-game tutorials. Sure enough, she quickly found the explanation for status conditions. Oh, so paralysis lowers the opponent's speed by half while giving them a chance to be unable to use moves. She had an aha moment. If status conditions worked that way, it made sense. Otherwise, paralyzing opponents who could never act again would be completely broken. She found herself impressed with the developer. Not only were the Pokemon abilities and moves faithfully recreated, but even these status conditions were reasonably implemented. That said, this battle would probably take several attempts to win. Understanding this, Ayano restarted the Team Rocket battle. This time her luck was excellent. After being paralyzed, Coughing failed to act for 2 consecutive turns, easily defeated by 2 Thunder Shocks. Team Rocket's second Pokemon was an Ekans. The moment it appeared, Mareep's body flashed red, accompanied by a game notification. Mareep's attack fell due to the opposing Pokemon's Intimidate. But seeing this, Ayano breathed a sigh of relief, explaining to chat, "Great. This means Ekans doesn't have Shed Skin, but Intimidate instead. If it had Shed Skin, that would be trouble. It would automatically cure paralysis due to its ability. But since Mareep is a special attacker anyway, losing physical attack doesn't matter. This should be easy." Looking supremely confident, Ayano had Mareep use Thunder Wave to control Ekans again. But the next moment, Ekans struck first. Ekans used Crunch. Mareep flinched. It can't move. Watching Mareep's HP bar flash red, Ayano. She clenched her fists. "It's fine, let's go again." After 7 or 8 failed attempts, Lady Luck finally smiled on Ayano. In this battle, neither Ekans nor Coughing landed critical hits. After both became paralyzed, neither successfully attacked once. Even so, when Mareep achieved victory, having only been hit once the entire fight, its HP bar showed just a sliver remaining. This showed just how difficult the battle truly was. After winning, Team Rocket retreated several steps. "Curse you, kid, just you wait, we'll be back." What a terrible feeling, meow. They threw out their parting words and disappeared into the distant grass. Ayano let out a long sigh of relief. At the same time, she noticed a strange feeling welling up inside her. While this was technically still Pokemon battling, what she'd experienced in this game was completely different from the real world. This experience of understanding mechanics through repeated attempts, challenging the same fight over and over until success, that was something impossible to feel in real-world Pokemon battles. After all, in real Pokemon battles, you usually only get one shot. If you want to try again, you have to wait. Pokemon need considerable time to recover their strength and energy, but in games, after one failure, you can immediately regroup and try again. The feeling of finally succeeding through repeated attempts is often the most captivating. Ayano was becoming more and more interested in this game. She didn't even realize that just this one NPC battle had already quietly drawn her in. After defeating Team Rocket, she continued toward the next city without hesitation. The following gameplay was straightforward, reaching Petalburg City, touring the gym run by the player's father, helping a boy named Hikari catch a Ralts as his starter, then leaving Petalburg for the forest above. This was a vast green jungle inhabited by numerous bug-type Pokemon. Before long, Ayano encountered an Electrike. She immediately threw a Pokeball after the battle, successfully capturing it for her team. She then began addressing her stream audience with a smile. Ayano's Electric-type classroom is Pokemon Dev Chapter 10. The streamer's getting ready to log off. As Ayano confidently resumed her journey, chat buzzed with heated discussion. Looks like the streamer should breeze through the first gym. Classic Ayano, progressing faster than even Cynthia. Our girl is really stepping up. Hey now, Cynthia just had work obligations. If she were playing right now, she wouldn't be any slower than Ayano. Exactly, just wait until Cynthia gets back and check her stream. She's the champion, no way a gym leader beats her at a game with actual battle mechanics. Deep in Petalburg Woods, the character triggered a story event. A Devon Corporation employee was being robbed by Team Aqua members who had stolen his package. Naturally, Ayano's character stepped in to help, battling the Team Aqua grunt, successfully retrieving the package, and earning an Ultra Ball as a reward. After helping the Devon employee, instead of immediately leaving Petalburg Woods, Ayano stayed to level up her Joltik and Mareep. Only after both Pokemon reached the current level cap of 15 did she leave the forest and enter the first gym city, Rustboro City. This was a thoroughly modern metropolis, with towering buildings and busy streets that made for quite a sight. The game's visuals beautifully captured the city's character, drawing amazed reactions from viewers. Ayano headed to the Pokemon Center to quickly heal her team, then followed the map to find Rustboro Gym's entrance. Her face showed clear anticipation. As a gym leader herself in the real world, she was only used to others challenging her. Though this was just a game, it was still her first time challenging someone else's gym, a novel experience. I'm ready, time for an intense gym battle. She took a deep breath, eyes full of excitement. Considering how tough even the Team Rocket NPCs were in this game, this gym leader would surely be no ordinary opponent. The upcoming battle would probably be challenging. But that was exactly what excited her. With that thought, Ayano had her character enter the gym. The first thing she saw was a signboard. Rustboro Gym. The sign displayed a large brown rock icon. So this was a rock-type gym. Could she really be this unlucky? She should never have jinxed herself earlier. Ayano's eyes went wide. Chat went wild. Ha ha ha, it really is a rock gym. Love that quote from the streamer. With so many type possibilities, surely the first gym won't be rock or ground, right? Lol, I feel like this game was designed this way on purpose. With this game's style, maybe choosing different starter types changes the gym's type too. Reading chat, Ayano took a deep breath and tried to pump herself up. Even if it's rock type, there's nothing to fear. At least it's not ground type. It's still early game, rock Pokemon shouldn't know many ground type moves. Plus, I've got 2 excellent electric Pokemon at the level cap. I believe they won't lose. With that, she had her character head deeper into the gym. A path stretched ahead across rocky terrain, leading to a raised platform. NPCs stood on both sides, waiting. The moment Ayano approached, an exclamation point appeared over an NPC's head. You want to challenge Rustboro Gym? Let me see if you're worthy. Battle activated instantly. 3 minutes later, Ayano had cleared all the gym's NPCs and reached the platform. What gave her a headache was that, despite being a rock gym, these trainers used 2 ground types, a Sandshrew and a Diglett. Fortunately, as preliminary gym trainers, their levels weren't particularly high, several levels behind her team. After a few close battles, she took them down. But this raised a new concern. If even the gym's regular trainers were this tough, wouldn't the rock-type gym leader's team be packed with ground types? This wasn't impossible. She'd heard that a certain Dragon-type Elite Four member from Kanto actually had more flying types than anything else on his team. However, when she started the battle with gym leader, Roxanne, a girl with twin tails wearing a sharp business suit, Roxanne's opening words made her breathe a sigh of relief. The solid, powerful hearts of rock-type Pokemon, let me show you now. After saying something like that, it would be pretty rude to pull out ground types, right? The next moment, Roxanne threw her Pokeball, and white light flashed. A strange purple Pokemon with what looked like blooming lilies on its head appeared before Ayano. Looking at it, she paused. As an electric-type gym leader from the Paldea region, she knew quite a lot about Pokemon, she could recognize most of them. But this was genuinely her first time seeing this one. She instinctively looked at the name display and read it aloud, Cradily. Looks like it should be a grass-type Pokemon. If so, you're up, Joltik. She decisively switched Pokemon, sending out Joltik. According to the game's rules, the first switch during a gym battle wouldn't consume a turn, faithfully recreating the real-world gym challenge rule where the leader sends out first, then the challenger chooses their response. Seeing this bizarre Pokemon, chat started buzzing again. Huh, what Pokemon is this? Never heard of it before. Did the developer create an original one? Who cares? If it's rock plus grass, it shouldn't be too strong, and the streamer just trained Joltik. Bug beats grass, perfect timing. Ayano had Joltik use the bug-type move, Bug Bite. After a flash of dark green light, super effective, appeared. But contrary to her expectations, Cradili's HP bar only dropped a small amount. Ayano's eyes widened again, that tanky. Immediately after, brilliant, mesmerizing light flew from Cradili's head, striking Joltik. Cradily used Confuse Ray. Joltik became confused. Even worse, a ring of deep blue light points appeared around Cradily before merging into its body. Due to holding leftovers, Cradili's HP was restored. Its barely touched HP bar instantly climbed back up. Ayano. Being tanky was one thing, but it had passive healing too. What happened next was predictable. After Joltik became confused, it was demolished by Cradily. After all, Cradily had extremely high defenses, perfect EVs and IVs, and leftovers neither Joltik's Bug Bite nor Spark could break through. It healed more than it took damage. Not to mention, Joltik's confusion occasionally made it hit itself, adding insult to injury. In this situation, after Cradily finished off Joltik while maintaining full health, Mareep stood no chance either, quickly falling in defeat. After this battle, chat went wild. Haters speak up, a clean sweep. Oh, wait, sorry, the streamer got swept. My mistake. Who said the gym leaders in this game would be easy? That was pure bad luck, hahaha. First time I've seen a game NPC sweep a player's team with one Pokemon. Sure, the streamer only has two, but this would be impossible on the battle road. This game is seriously hard. GG, this gym leader is broken. This thing is tanky as hell, plus has control and healing, who could possibly beat it? When Ayano lost to Team Rocket's 3 NPCs earlier, it was at least a 1v2, so losing made sense. But now her two Pokemon had been swept by a single gym leader's Pokemon. While everyone marveled at the game's difficulty, Ayano steadied herself and walked her character from the Pokemon Center to the gym entrance. As you can all see, viewers, this gym leader Roxanne is quite something. But no worries, I've already thought of a strategy. We're going back to our Thunder Wave tactics from before. Since this Cradily isn't ground or electric type, it can't be immune to paralysis. And judging by its bulk, it should be slow, so both Joltik and Mareep should outspeed it. So we just need to use Thunder Wave first, like we did against Coughing and Ekans, then pray for paralysis to trigger. Ayano organized her thoughts and explained to chat. However, it seemed like the same old strategy, as the saying goes, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Facing this game's extreme difficulty, she had to use every available resource. The leftovers item also reminded her that both her Pokemon could hold items too. Unfortunately, she didn't have anything like that, but she had picked up some Oron berries on the roadside. According to the berry's description, when equipped on a Pokemon, it would automatically activate when HP dropped to a certain point, restoring some health. Though the recovery was minimal, it was better than nothing. After equipping both Pokemon with Oron berries, Ayano re-entered the gym to challenge Roxanne again. This time, her plan worked perfectly. Joltik's Thunder Wave successfully paralyzed Cradily, preventing it from using Confuse Ray. Several turns passed with Cradily barely able to act. Even when it got off one Confuse Ray, during consecutive paralysis triggers, it missed. With Joltik's Spark hitting Cradily, its HP finally dropped below half, turning yellow. Great, keep it up just like this. Ayano's excited voice echoed through the stream. Chat started celebrating. Nice one, streamer. Holy crap, 4 paralysis procs in a row. Ayano's luck is insane. Did she turn on cheats? Obviously, she turned something on, her computer monitor. This looks promising. At least we can take down this Pokemon and see the gym leader's next one, right? Ayano glanced at chat and confidently pressed the key.